this. So God has already said something. He's saying, God, I need you to open doors for me, but you won't pay your tithes. God, if in order to receive the new, you got to respect the old. And so Bible says in Galatians 6 and 7, be ye not deceived, for God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also what? He shall also reap.
That's good.
And so when the devil comes to Jesus on the mountain, after he's been fasting 40 days, he's been in the face of God, Prophetess Bates. He's been in the face of God. And the devil comes to him and will say, listen, man, you're the son of God. This is what you need to do, Reverend. I'm going to tell you right here, Doc. This is what you need to do. Elder, you need to turn these stones into some bread. He comes to him and says, you need to turn these stones into some bread. He said, if thou be the son of man, turn these stones into bread. But in the previous chapter, God's opened the clouds and said in the audible voice, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. But Jesus understood it was not his past experience that would get him through his present test. He said, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Somebody say, I'll preach it even if it kills me. And so I just want to eisegetically surmise to you all that I believe that Stephen was going through hell in his life. I believe that his life was at its cusp. I believe that Stephen was going through a trial at the home or something, because this man is preaching with some fire. And how many of you know that God has to take you through the fire in order for you to be anointed? There is a series of misfortunate events that must occur in your life in order for you to be anointed. I was talking to my friend Josh Daniels in Texas, in Beaumont, Texas, and he told me that he spoke to his jeweler, and he said, well, listen, man of God, I want to understand, well, how do you know when the gold is done? He said, well, what I have to do is I have to heat the gold up and to a liquefied point. And he says, when I heat it up, all of the infirmities rise to the top. He said, then I scrape the infirmities off. He said, I have to boil it again. He said, well, after you boil it the second time, is it done? He says, no. He says, well, how do you know that it's done? He said, I know that the gold is done, Apostle, when I can look into it and see my reflection. And God says in this hour, I took you to the fire, so when I look at you, I can see myself. All of this hell you're going through, you think God just sending you through this for no reason? It's a purpose in your pain. I remember I was in flight school, my first week in flight school, and I began to talk to my flight instructor, Christopher Monk, and I said, well, I just want to know, how did the plane take off? I said, I don't understand this. I really don't. I said, you got to help me understand this. And so he said, well, I said, does the plane take off with the wind? And he said, well, no, that's one of the